Guys, welcome to Crypto B101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and investment. And at this point, if you are not in cryptocurrency game, maybe you didn't put $1, $10, $100, $1,000, any amount you can afford to put in, I think you're going to miss out in the next 10, 20, 30 years to come, because things that are unfolding is really crazy. Don't get me wrong, Bitcoin has done so well in this bull cycle. Altcoins are finding their way to do well. Meme coins are struggling to see if they're going to have a place in this bull cycle that we're in. But remember, bull cycle is every 4 years. When one is over, we have bear cycle, then we're not going to have another bull cycle. So if you miss this bull cycle, please, you need to start preparing for the next bull cycle. And though this bull cycle is not over, remember, we have a lot of things that's going to happen this week. But remember, this is not financial advice. It's just for educational purpose and entertainment. But I believe you should own even $1 of any of that good cryptocurrency that has utility, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and so on, because the news I'm going to be revealing today are so crazy and you do not want to miss that. All right, my name is Ahmed Oladimeji Kazim, aka KC the Great, and this is the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. As you all know, on this show, we talk about the news, the stuff that are making waves on the radar. We take a look at what the event of the day looks like. We look at a chart to know how we can adjust our portfolio. Also, we take a look at the sentiment regarding how everyone feels about the market. And also, we now dissect everything. We're looking at the market cap, looking at the tokens that are overtaking each other, and also we bring out the top 10 cryptocurrency on this great platform. So without wasting our time, let's dive into the news of the day. And now it's surprising that now I'm now seeing some important news coming out of different countries that are now embracing cryptocurrency. Not only financial institutions, not only investment companies, not only the big banks, not only the major participant in crypto community, but countries now are now starting to follow the full step of other countries. As we all know, El Salvador has been a good place to trade Bitcoin, to buy Bitcoin, because it's kind of legalized and they've been buying. And I'm going to see, and if you look at this, you're going to see crypto exchange OKX introduces platforms for retirement funds in Australia. That is crazy, guys. That is crazy. Now, we are now having exchange companies like bank used to do, now introducing platform for retirement funds. So you can see, if you think crypto is not the future or is not going to be part of what will make the next billionaires and all of that, like we see in the internet era, I think you're making a huge mistake. Because if you look at what is going on now, OKX is expanding into Australia's retirement market by launching a platform for self-managed superannuation funds, which has seen 746% increase in crypto allocation since March. The platform offers features like custody, security, reporting for trustees managing digital assets in their what? In their portfolio. That is big news out there. Not only Australia, a good news from Pakistan as well, and this one is Pakistan's crypto regulators invite crypto fame to get licensed. Over 40 million local users are now in Pakistan. If you cannot beat them, you surely join them. So, like I was saying, crypto is the future. But remember, do your own research and always invest the amount you can afford to lose. and don't follow any influencer or any paid advertiser or whatever. Do your own research. Take a look at the project, know what they are up to, and make sure you invest the only amount you can afford to lose. Even though it's $1 or $10, you put it in Bitcoin, then you lock it up for years to come. 20 years, 30 years, it might turn to something that you will never ever believe in your life. But that's that on the countries that are now looking into cryptocurrency. We have more of them, but keep subscribing to the show where we discuss more of things like this. If you've not subscribed, you might want to do that right now. Subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you always get all these great news and content we have for you on this great show. All right, let's move on to the news again. Now, talking about cryptocurrency at large, you can now see crypto market prediction: Bitcoin risk losing $100,000, Shiba Inu massive fakeout ends 0.0002 rally, and Ethereum dangerous pattern at 4,800. I am not shocked with all this news. Remember last week, before we have the PPI and the CPI, we got some news that are not that looking good, but immediately the PPI and the CPI happened, we saw all the market went up, and now all of them are pulling back. We're still going to take a look at the charts, so don't rush. And now the news that are coming out today, this morning, on Monday morning, 15th of September, just 2 days away from when we're going to have the fund rate, is trying to scare people away. And like I said, if the news should drop on Wednesday and nothing good happen, just forget it. The bull run might as well be over. Altcoin, forget about it. Meme coin, forget about it. BTC will start just dropping down. But now let's take a look at another news regarding Bitcoin. And you can see Peter SHIB. We all know Peter SHIB is always been rooting for gold and all of that. Is now saying investors are selling Bitcoin. And you can see investors sold Bitcoin. Peter SHIB is celebrating Bitcoin's underperformance against both US equities and gold. We all know he is anti-Bitcoin. But now he's not the only one saying that. Let's take a look at another news on the radar. And this one is what is next for Bitcoin and Ethereum as downside fears ease ahead of Fed rate cut. The Fed is expected to cut rates by 25 basis points on Wednesday. And if it's 25 basis points, that might not really push the market like that. We might just see all the market going back to test all the all-time highs, then things ease down. But if we eventually get 50 basis points or 75 basis points, yes, we're going to see massive rally. So this coming Wednesday is going to determine what we should be expecting for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the likes. More news about BTC. Let's take a look at this again. Bitcoin bulls bet on Fed rate cuts to drive bond yields lower, but there is a catch. Long-term treasury yields may rise despite the anticipated Fed rate cut, potential offsetting the expected bullish effect on BTC and other risk assets. Like I told you, Bitcoin has done so well in this bull cycle. All the noise you're seeing, the market influencers saying 180, 240, that might not happen. And don't get me wrong, it might happen, but we need to wait and see it happen on the charts, not from hearsays or people saying it. Because the same thing happened the last bull run 4 years ago, when a lot of people were saying we are going to reach 200K. And the market stock at 69K thereabout, then started falling till we hit the bear market. The same thing might happen this bull run because BTC has done so well. And we've not seen altcoin perform that well. But with the news that's going to come out on Wednesday, yes, altcoin might push a little bit higher. But please don't sell yourself high hopes. And like I always said, always do your own research. Make sure you know what you're doing. You know what you're putting your money on. This is not financial advice in any ways. It's just for educational purpose and entertainment. But we're going to be discussing things and be sharing things together so we can know what we need to do in the market. All right, that's that on BTC. Let's take a look at ETH. And you can see Ethereum stablecoin supply hits record 166 billion, boasting low as defined settlement base. Also regarding Ethereum, ETH sees high on-chain activity amid rising institutional adoption. Like I said, ETH is now increasingly being viewed as a long-term strategic asset. This has led to higher demand from market participants. If you've been watching the show, I told you ETH is doing great. ETH has been doing great. So when the news come out on Wednesday and it's not that favorable, we might see altcoins start performing very well and BTC will just be moving slowly. Do you understand? But what I'm saying is the bull cycle might be getting to an end because BTC might have done what it has to done this cycle. Now a little bit will move to altcoin. Maybe they'll get to the all-time high again, move a little bit, then dump it. Then we're gonna see what meme coin will do after that. And speaking of meme coins, let's take a look at the news regarding meme coins. Meme coins under pressure as SHIB, Dogecoin slide after Shibarium loses $2.4 million in hack. The bond token involved in a flash loan attack has nearly erased the initial spike alongside losses in top meme coins. So now with this hack that happened, a lot of gains that happened during the meme coin. Because of this news, the market has dived down a little bit and now is bringing the pressure. But let me tell you something. All this news, without the news, the market is still going to drop because everyone is waiting for Wednesday. The PPI and the CPI was what pushed the market up to where we see. So it needs to cool down back and wait for the big news. Remember the Jackson Hole, the market went up, dropped back. CPI, PPI, the market went up, is dropping back. Now, what is going to now finalize the whole thing is going to be the Fed rate cut come on Wednesday, and you don't want to miss that as we're going to discuss it on this show. All right, let's get back to the news. Speaking about meme coins, this is another news regarding meme coins. 200,537,614 Dogecoin stones major crypto exchange, and people are wondering, is that a sell signal? And we can now see Dogecoin was down 7% after its breathtaking surge. We all know the reason why Dogecoin is doing so fine was because of the ETF and everything that they're going to launch or they've launched about him. But yet, the real news is coming on Wednesday, and everyone is just being careful. So I believe we might see the market just drop a little bit down until Wednesday when we're going to see the news. And if you watched my show last week, I spoke about it. I said when we have the PPI and CPI, we might see the market move up, then calm down back. Then on Sunday or by Monday, Tuesday morning, we now see them start buying it back against the news on Wednesday. And I think that is what is playing out as all this news been coming out. All right, let's take a look at one or two more news before we now move to the next segment on the show. And if you look at this regarding meme coin also, the big paper price breakout, falling wedge point to 64% rally. And we all know BNB price holds up its trend. Key level that could trigger Morgans. We all know BNB has been doing great in this bull cycle, and Pepe now is forming a wedge that could push it to 64% right. But we're going to discuss more of that on the show. Remember, this is Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. All right, let's dive into the next segment. That will be the event of the day. All right, talking about the event of the day, if you look at it, Monday is always like this. We do not have much more important news to look out for, but around 2:30 p.m. SAST or GMT, that's 12:30 GMT, we're going to be expecting data for Empire State Manufacturing Index to come out, and the ECB president Lagarde speaks is going to happen today. But I bet you we have much more important events coming up this week, and you need to make sure you stick to the show so you can always get those events discussed. All right, I haven't checked that. Let's check what the cryptocurrency market cap is looking like. And if you're looking at the screen right now, you can now see we are now at 4.1 trillion US dollar cryptocurrency market cap, and you can see pump fund is still among the trendy tokens since last week, and the top gainers, you can see it right there. Now let's check what the top 10 cryptocurrency looks like. And if you look at the screen right now, you'll see that number 1 is still Bitcoin, number 2 is ETH, number 3 is XRP, number 4 is Theta, number 5 Solana, number 6 BNB, number 7 USDC, number 8 is Dogecoin, number 9 is Little Stake, and number 10 is Tron. The likes of Cardano, which is ADA, Chainlink, Hyperliquid, Eternal, Sui, Stellar, and so are below top 10. If you're interested in knowing what your token or the project you're holding on to is sitting on the chart or on the cryptocurrency market cap rank, you might want to check out CoinGecko.com for that. All right, that's what the market cap is looking like. You can see 4.1 trillion US dollar is what we are sitting on. Now let's dive into the business of the day, and that is the chart analysis, because this is where we know what we need to do regarding whatever that is going on the chart. And if you look at the chart right now, you'll find out that Bitcoin is trading at 114,851. Why? Because we saw this movement last week due to the CPI and the PPI. And I told you the moment we break above 113, we can get into the market, and I believe we're going to maintain this space between this 114 and 110k. We might be seeing the market move up and down until the news come out on Wednesday, and when that happens, that's when we're going to see we're going to know what we need to do. But do we still need to hold on to our token? Yes, you can hold on to your portfolio with BTC trading at 114,779 as I speak this morning. So let's take a look at Ethereum. What is wrong with ETH? ETH also is doing great. You can see ETH is still not below 4,000 US dollars, so we can still hold on to our ETH position. Remember, all these positions are for people that are trading spot or buying and keeping as an investment. If you want to learn how to do day trading, or you're interested in Signal Group and free educational content, you might want to check my Telegram channel. The links are down in the description. It's free Signal, free educational content for you all. So Ethereum also is still a buy. Let's take a look at Link. Link also is not a buy here because you can see it's red. We broke we have a kicker being broken there, and the market should will not be able to go above the weekly candle, so we can stay away from that. Let's take a look at BNB, because BNB was on the news. BNB is still a buy. Let's take a look at Sui. Sui also is still a buy. Now let's take a look at XRP, because XRP was on the news as well. XRP is still a buy as well. You can see the green stuff is still showing there. So most of the altcoin, they're pulling back, but they've not crossed where you can say, okay, let me take my money out and put elsewhere. Let us see if they're going to cross and break the last week candle lows. You understand? Remember, this is not financial advice, it's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. Now let's take a look at meme coins. We also saw Dogecoin dump after that small gains, but is Dogecoin still a buy? Yes, Dogecoin is still a buy. We can hold on to our position. Let's take a look at Shiba Inu. Is Shiba Inu still a buy? Yes, Shiba Inu also is still a buy. Let's take a look at Pump Fund. Pump Fund also is still a buy. We can see last week was massive. So Pump Fund also is still a buy. So that's what I have for you when regarding the chart analysis this morning. Let's now check what the cryptocurrency sentiment, which is the fear and greed index, is looks like. And if you look at the fear and greed index, you see now we're kind of neutral at 53, because now is neutral. Yesterday was greed, last week was neutral, and last month is now greed. So right now the whole thing is sitting at the middle, and I bet you when the news come out on Wednesday, we're gonna see different thing, because that is either the market will rally off or the market is going to dump come Wednesday. That is 17th of September, and that is coming out in some days. All right, that's what the sentiment looked like. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please do that right now. Subscribe, like, and share, and don't forget to hit the likes button more, as that will bring our progress and our channel to a lot of viewers. Also, you can follow us on X, you can follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on Instagram and on TikTok to get much of this nugget that we have for you on this great platform. All right, my name still remains the same, Ahmed Oladimeji Kazim, aka KC the Great, and this is the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. Until I catch you tomorrow on another wonderful packed episode, it's peace.